Hello and welcome to CheckPoint Logger Screencast Tutorial Part 2 System Clock. In Part 1 I talked about the external clock, and Part 3 is going to be more advanced settings. I assume that you've watched or at least skimmed Part 1, so I don't need to spend time on the fundamentals of navigation and getting into the software. And we can proceed to talk about the system clock. System clock is whatever drives the device you're on. Your laptop, your iPhone, or your iPad, sorry. And this is used where you don't have an external CheckPoint clock. So when you start up the software on a laptop, it will automatically start up in the external clock, which is of course not what we want. So I'm going to single click on the system clock here. And it's using the same checkpoint that I demoed in Part 1. So I'll go up to the upper right-hand corner and single click on the checkpoint drop-down list, and then single click on checkpoint 2A. You'll see here, this is where you would time cars. Whenever a car goes by, you hit this button. When a car comes by, you press the button again. The most recent time is on the top and the older times move to the bottom. And we're going to time a third car here. And now we're going to do something with those times. We're going to click on the set car button next to the time we want to use and click on the car number drop box and select one of the cars. It will automatically assign the time to that car. Give it a score. You can add a note if you want. In Part 1, I marked car 3 as DNS, so it's automatically given it a max time. To fix that, you single click on the car number and go up to the status drop box, single click, select active, single click. Now I realize that this is the wrong time for this car, so I'm going to reassign it by going to the car number, single clicking. Under reassign time, I click on the drop box and choose a different car number. That reassigns it. You'll notice that these car summary information are updating as we go along, the cars that have been timed and have not been timed. If you time a local, you can hit set car and then delete time and confirm the deletion. I'm going to go ahead and time a few more cars and reassign them. So we are ready to do the export. However, before you do the export, there's one important thing you may need to do, which is to adjust the clock. In order to adjust the clock or see if you need to adjust the clock, you need to get a hold of official time and compare the two. You can go up to this adjust clock button here in the upper right, and it gives you some directions, which you should definitely read through when you get it. But essentially you hold an official clock in one hand and press the hold button on that. At the same time, you press this Get System Time button. When you press that time button, it will record that time, and you input the time that's on the master clock in this Input Master Time field, and it will calculate the difference between the two times once you've clicked out of the field. Now I can press this down arrow to copy that into the Adjust Checkpoint Times, and that will adjust each time you entered by 0.7 seconds. If I need to clear that, I can go back over and press the Clear Adjust Time button. And then I can recopy it with the down arrow if I need to. This is a per checkpoint adjustment, so you may have to do this multiple times if you work multiple checkpoints. It will remember the last difference you calculated, and maybe that will be the correct time at the next checkpoint, and maybe it won't. Before I do the export, I'm going to fill in the worker field. I don't have a note for this one, so I go over to Export, and I single click on the email score to deselect it. and then I press export, just like in the external clock. It offers to fix that missing time, and I'm going to let it do that automatically. It goes ahead and tells me where it stored the log, and I can switch over to the Finder and see that is indeed there. CP logs, there's the file in question. One thing I glossed over is that the system clock and external clock methods of timing are fundamentally incompatible. Once you've started at a checkpoint in system clock, you need to finish in system clock and not try and switch over to external clock. It's completely okay to use system clock on one checkpoint and external clock on another, but don't try and cross the streams. It's not going to work. That's pretty much all I've got. Thank you very much for watching, and you should proceed to part 3, advanced settings.